Offshore Wind North East is such an important event for the industry because of what's happening here in the northeast of England in terms of the Dogger Bank offshore wind project and the Sophia project as well. Huge opportunities for the supply chain, and it's really important that we get all of these guys together to network and just to introduce themselves to each other to take advantage of these opportunities.
Sophia is obviously off the coast of the northeast of England, albeit quite a long way off the coast, but nonetheless the ability of the supply chain here, the heritage, the geography and the capabilities and skill sets here, and which we can develop through the life of this project in particular, all leads itself to this being a really important part of our picture for the project.
The most important things to be here today is that we have a Dogger Bank. This is the world's largest wind farm, and it's placed outside northeast, and it's natural that northeast will be the hub here for us.
Up in the northeast it's a very dynamic area, and now there's a real critical mass here, so it's really good to see a kind of ecosystem of companies. It's useful to come back and kind of see how they've made significant progress in the last couple of years.
EDF is present in the Port of Blyth. We see offshore wind as really important in the sort of global and UK efforts to reduce its carbon impacts, and you can really see the opportunities around the UK to massively expand the amount of offshore wind that we've got.
Earlier this year, the industry gave the commitment to government that it would take a number of actions, and this was the offshore wind sector deal. And what we're trying to ensure is that not only do we grow the industry, increase the number of people that are coming into it, but reflect the society that we operate within and we serve. And so there's a number of areas within that, for example, increasing the proportion of women within the industry, looking at increasing the ethnicity within the industry so that it's more diverse and inclusive.
Royal IHC has been working within offshore wind for a long time, many years, and it's massively important to us because we pride ourselves on design and building innovative equipment. The North East is massively important to offshore wind, and us being based in the North East and having our base on the Port of Blyth, we want to be involved in that as much as possible and work within the North East supply chain to provide the best solutions into offshore wind.
We recently joined Energy Coast within the last couple of weeks, so this is our first exhibition as part of the group. We feel like we've almost been part of it without it being official within the last sort of 3-4 years. We're on the board and we can help as well as everyone else in the group can help us.
This is a great event where we can sort of come together, we can sort of have, we can bring together multiple people, we can bring our teams in and we can have lots of sort of introduction meetings, and we can understand about people's capability, and we can start to build relationships here with people in the North East and in the UK.
We're making a significant investment of about £30 million into a new deepwater quayside facility, which unlocks about 166 hectares of development land linked to the quayside site with access to the North Sea. The North East, in terms of the partnership working that takes place not just within the supply chain but across all of the wider stakeholder partners in terms of delivering these investment opportunities, is something that we should all be proud of.
Well, offshore wind is really important for Sunderland because this huge growth development with the fantastic news announcement around the Dogger Bank offshore wind development really plays into our natural strengths, means a huge potential market opportunity. We've got those key strengths, we've got a firm position on where we see the market, and this is a sector that we really want to develop.
South Tees area on the River Tees offers tremendous opportunity for growth in offshore wind in the UK to meet UK government's targets for 60% UK content on all new contracts going forward. We feel with the USPs that we have at South Tees, the deep water, the expanse of land, we're actually in a prime position to respond to the needs of the offshore wind industry sector.
The offshore wind industry is a key priority sector, but more importantly I think we have a very integrated and active supply chain already in the region, which can facilitate not only the growth in the large companies that are developing things like Dogger Bank, but can also facilitate the growth in the smaller companies that knit into that.
I think it's really inspirational just to see how much energy there is in this area to support offshore wind. Clearly they've already invested a lot of money, and I think it'll be a really interesting place for us to work.
Well, as NOF being the leading business development organisation in the energy sector, it's been our role and will continue to be our role to identify where the opportunities are in the offshore wind sector, both here in the UK and globally, and help our members win a share of those opportunities. We get companies of all different shapes and sizes in one room that go from planning, consent to building an offshore wind farm, and they can all network and do business together in a relaxed atmosphere. Fantastic event.